My name's Edson Cano and I am from Houston, Texas. I've been tattooing going on 8 years this year. My tattoo style right now is leading towards black and gray realism, you know?
What was it like originally?
I was dabbling in a little bit of everything. I was doing Japanese, geometric, traditional, neo-traditional, and stuff like that, yeah.
What's something people might not know about you as an artist?
That's a hard one.
This is the one that gets everybody.
Dang. So something that people may not know about me as an artist is that I'm truly passionate about art, you know, and it's something that I've done since I was a child. Yeah, young as 4 years old.
What would surprise people the most about being a tattoo artist?
I think something that's gonna surprise people the most about being a tattoo artist is the amount of dedication that you need to put yourself into it, you know? It's something that you have to fully dedicate yourself to, and it's not something that you have to just trickle in when you want to, you know?
Was there ever a moment that you almost quit?
No, I don't think there was a moment I ever thought about quitting. I think, if anything, kind of motivated me to push myself a little bit more if it ever got slower, you know?
Okay, finish this sentence. Tattooing saved me because...
Tattoo saved me because it gave me peace of mind. It helped me understand who I am as a person and helped me explore myself and learn many things about me that I didn't know.
What's a belief you have that goes against the norm in this industry?
I think a belief that goes against the norm is that tattoos are made overnight, you know? I think people expect something to be done right away when it's something that needs to be built on and done over a good span of time to create something great, you know?
How did you first fall in love with tattooing?
I first fell in love with tattooing when, I guess my first attempt at tattooing, and I found out how hard it really was, you know, because it's something that looked really easy to me in my eye. And so when I discovered how hard it was, I just wanted to indulge in it more and perfect the craft even more.
Who was the first person that really believed in your work?
The first person to believe in my work for sure would have to be my brother, you know. He's been there since I first started tattooing, and he's my twin, so it goes pretty deep, and I'm thankful to have him and have him support me, you know, and he still does to this day.
What was your lowest point in this journey, and how did you bounce back?
I don't know. I would say my lowest point would just be starting from the bottom, you know? I didn't have an apprenticeship, and so I had to go into a street shop and learn the hard way, you know? And the only way to come back from that was to push myself and do harder and get into a better shop, you know? And ever since then, you know, it's just been up and up, you know? I had to watch YouTube videos, I had to learn from books, different artists, getting tattooed by different artists, and better my craft.
What does it mean to you when someone wears your art forever?
It truly is an honor to have someone wear my art, you know, especially if they let me do me and let me bring their vision to life, because it then has an impact for both of us, you know. And every tattoo that I do, I put my 100% into it. So the next tattoo is always my favorite tattoo, you know. And so I think that means a lot to me for sure.
How do you stay inspired when you're drained or burnt out?
I stay inspired by doing things outside of work that are gonna keep my mind off of work. So when I do come back into work, I'm a bit more rejuvenated, you know. My thing, I like to travel, you know, I like to hike, do things like that, get out in nature and, you know, explore and definitely try new things.
What kind of tattoos do you love doing the most and why?
The tattoos that I like to do the most are just religious ones in general. I think it's something that I've always intrigued me and something that I'm like discovering, and so yeah, I like to express myself that way for sure.
What makes a client experience unforgettable for you?
Is just the interaction they have with the artist. I think it's important to, you know, always keep it real light, happy, you know, and setting the mood for the day and just give them the best all around.
How do you make people feel safe and comfortable in the chair?
I go off their vibe and fill them out and try to make them feel welcome. Make sure they got, you know, seated properly, got the snacks going on, something on TV, some music going on. I like to just kind of set the tone for the day, you know.
If someone books with you, what should they expect?
If someone books with me, I mean, they should expect 100% every day, all day, you know. I love to give the client extra time as well, in design time and in tattooing, you know. And I also like to just sit there and talk with the client, interact with them, and yeah, give them a cool experience out of that.
What's your favorite music to tattoo to?
My favorite music to tattoo to is a wide range, you know. I like to listen to rap, rock, you know, classic rock, metal, whatever, you know. I don't like to just pick one particular genre because I feel like it just gets redundant and gets kind of boring after a while.
What's the weirdest request you've gotten?
Weirdest request? Let's see. Oh man, it's been several. For sure. All right, so the strangest one had to be like a with the king's a crown of thorns on top of it, and so that was pretty wild.
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Damn, that's a good one. I would say definitely keep my head on lock, you know, straight tunnel vision, because in my earlier days I was just kind of BSing around a lot, and I think now that I'm more tunnel vision, I can achieve the goals better and clearer, you know.
When the client sees their tattoo finished, what do you feel inside?
I feel great accomplishment for sure when the client sees their tattoo.
What's next for you in this journey?
Oh man, that's a hard one, because I constantly try to think about what's next in my career as far as tattooing goes, and I think a lot of it right now is just trying to perfect the structures of my tattoos, you know, the flow of it. Everybody's body's different, so I want to complement people's features on their body to make it flow. Yeah, and it's just fine tuning the art, you know, for sure. I think that's my main focus.
Oh yeah. Any last words?
Come get tattooed.